People do not move to Milwaukee for perfect weather. They move here for a lifestyle. And one of the biggest prizes for people relocating here is how strong the brewery culture actually is. So, if you're thinking about moving to Milwaukee, these 5 breweries will tell you more about the city than any brochure ever could. Let's dive into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Moving to Milwaukee channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about breweries today. That's right. We are going to shift gears away from real estate a little bit and go into more of a lifestyle type of video and talk about beer in the Milwaukee area. Beer is such a strong driver of the economy and lifestyle in neighborhoods in the greater Milwaukee area. There's probably a dozen breweries just in the Milwaukee area alone, and it's definitely way too much for one video. I'm definitely have to do more to come. But today, I am going to be talking about 5 breweries that are driving the Milwaukee market specifically, and why they're great sellers and why people love these breweries and the areas surrounding them. This video today is not just about beer. It is about energy in the neighborhood, community, walkability, and development. And one of the areas specifically that I'm going to be talking about today is quietly becoming one of the strongest buying opportunities in the Milwaukee metro. But before I do begin, I just want to take one quick minute to introduce myself. My name is William Los. I am your host today and a local real estate agent in the greater Milwaukee area. If you want to talk beer and want to talk more about maybe a possible move or even just a visit to the greater Milwaukee area and want a little bit of a guide on which breweries to visit, which places to visit, other places to see, reach out to me today. Give me a call. I help people relocate here and buy and sell property all year long. I'll be happy to help you with your housing goals as well. But I cannot help you out unless you give me a call. So with that said, reach out to me today. I look forward to meeting you and helping you plan your next visit to our city. So starting on my list, the first one is going to be Lakefront Brewery. Now, if you want classic Milwaukee energy, this is it right here. It is right on the river and you have a nice historic feel. It's a place that feels like it's been part of the city forever. And it's very popular amongst the locals. I mean, you got a lot of their beers everywhere. You got signs everywhere. You got signs in the international airport promoting the tour, and the beer. Oh my goodness, the beer. It is to die for. And it is not just around a lot of bars around in Milwaukee, but around and outside of Milwaukee County in southeast Wisconsin and beyond it as well. It's very popular products, and they keep dishing out more products that will knock your socks off. Newer batches of certain releases, newer seasonal releases, some test batches that they'll put in their tap room for the locals. And even aside from that, in their local tap room right along the river, they have a restaurant as well. So they'll offer Friday night fish fries as well as award-winning cheese curds. Now the tours for Lakefront Brewery are well known for being packed. So if you ever visit Milwaukee, or even from a local standpoint, just like myself, if you ever go to want to attend one of their tours, you best want to book it at least 30 days out because the slots often fill up very quickly. And as a local, I'm no exception for loving this tour. It never gets old and I can do it over and over again. People love to go to it just to go to it. So it's such a fun tour, a great experience, especially if you're visiting Milwaukee. And for a little cultural enlightenment, if you're a fan of the Three Stooges and the old hit show Laverne and Shirley, you might really like it. That's all I will say on that subject. The patio along the Milwaukee River is very active in the summertime as well. So best be able to sit outside there, eat some food, and of course, drink some beer. So it's social without feeling forced in a sense. When people move here to Milwaukee from out of state, this is often one of the first places that they're brought to, and it definitely leaves an impression. So what does that tell you about living nearby? Well, it tells you that you are in an area with character, walkability, older homes with architectural detail, the Lower East Side and Brewers Hill style neighborhoods that attract young professionals and buyers who want access to the lifestyle without needing to drive everywhere. Heck, you might not even need to drive at all, as a lot of these places along the river you could just walk to as well. So with that said, if you like the idea of walking somewhere like this on a Friday night or the weekend, that says something about the kind of neighborhood that you'll want to live in. The next brewery on my list is Third Space Brewing. Now, the name itself says it all. You have home, you have work, and of course, your third space. Now, this brewery itself feels a little bit more industrial and a bit modern at the same time. Third Space Brewing has a nice large open tap room, a big patio, and it creates enough space for community events inside and outside, especially in the summertime. You can have local bands come out, as well as even a few food trucks from time to time when the weather gets warm, and it's lots of space to come out, sit outside for happy hour or on the weekends and enjoy a delicious pint of beer. I recently tried one of the newest releases of an IPA, and it was actually a much lighter sort of beer to begin with. So it'll make a nice, refreshing, and not too strong of a summertime drink when the summertime comes. So I thought that was very delicious to have. And if you're a fan of maybe some after dinner type beers or maybe something a little on the darker side, I recommend their Ice Bear, which is a smoked Baltic porter. It's very delicious and a very dessert type brew as well. Fun fact, Third Space Brewing is the official sponsor of Marquette University Athletics. Now, this brewery definitely represents something more important about Milwaukee, and that is reinvention. It sits near the Menomonee Valley area, which has gone through a little bit of a major redevelopment over the years. Old industrial buildings have turned into some functional and creative spaces. When buyers will see this part of town, they start to understand Milwaukee's growth story, and it's even shocking to me as a local seeing how much this area and some others have grown through over the years. So, if you're someone who likes being near emerging areas, adaptive reuse projects, and neighborhoods that are evolving, this kind of energy matters. And real estate in areas like this often follows that momentum. Now, the next brewery on my list, we're going to venture just outside of the downtown area and talk about Eagle Park Brewery. Now, this brewery actually does have a little taproom space in the Lower East Side, but my personal recommendation is actually to stop out at one of their bigger tap rooms and hangouts in the border of Muskego and New Berlin, Wisconsin. So just outside of the greater Milwaukee metro county area. So this space definitely feels more creative, intentional, and craft focused. The branding on Eagle Park is modern, the beer selection is very detailed, and the space feels very curated. When it comes to their beers, they're known for a lot of their IPAs. The Setlist Hazy IPA is one of their most popular products. And also, if you like barrel-aged beers such as imperial stouts or barley wines, this might just be a great spot to check out because they come up with a lot of seasonal things lately, and they have quite a list of great products that will surely knock your socks off. The food at Eagle Park is also no exception, aside from their beers. They have a lot of great burgers, sandwiches, appetizers, shareables, so it makes a great space to hang out and grab a bite to eat as well. And if you're someone like me who likes sports cars and is a total car enthusiast, in the summertime, Eagle Park hosts a lot of car shows. Beers and Gears, they call it. Sometimes based on certain themes, sometimes they do it for certain charities or certain fundings or foundations. And it just makes a great place to hang out to begin with. So if you like sports cars like me, or if nothing else, you just want a nice excuse to get outside and go drink a pint of beer, this might just be a great place to check out. And with that branding that Eagle Park Brewing provides, this definitely attracts more people who appreciate the quality and design. And that usually translates into what they're looking for into a home. The surrounding areas will offer a balance. You're not right in the middle of downtown density, but you're still close enough to access everything. Buyers who like this vibe often want a little more space, but still want access to the culture that makes Milwaukee very interesting. The next brewery on my list is going to be Oak Brewing out of West Allis. Now, this is a newer brewery on the scene, and it's got quite a different feel. It's more local, it's more neighborhood driven, and there's more personality to it. It's a nice large tap room where you have lots of space to sit, you have a stage for bands to perform, and an outdoor area with lots of recreation involved too. So it makes a great hangout in the summertime, not to mention lots of great beers to boot. And even aside from that, it's a very dog-friendly brewery as well. It's almost like a dog park within a brewery. So you'll find a lot of furry friends walking around. And if that sounds like your kind of lifestyle, then this might just be your choice hangout. And with all that in mind, this is where you're going to see how strong Milwaukee's community culture really is. Located in an area in West Allis where there's lots of emerging developments, this area tends to really surprise a lot of out-of-state buyers. You'll find a lot more attainable price points, some strong community identity, still access to local spots that make you feel very connected. And this is where buyers start realizing they can afford more house than they expected. And that kind of combination of value and culture is what makes Milwaukee competitive compared to larger cities. The last brewery on my list is a legacy name here, Sprecher Brewery. Known nationally for its root beer, and as a local and maybe a biased opinion, I think it's the best root beer in the whole world. That's just me. But anyway, Sprecher Brewing is locally part of the city's foundation. And even aside from being known for the sodas, they have a lot of great German style flair to their tap selection of beers. And I gotta say, it's actually pretty underrated. One of my most favorites is their Black Bavarian, their dark lager. Then I think it's delicious and a great little after dinner brew. And again, that little German flair, maybe it's because of my German nationality, is why I like it, but I think it's such a delicious selection in their tap room in Glendale. Yes, the Sprecher Brewing sits in the Glendale area, which is more established, more residential, and often even more family oriented as well. When buyers will relocate with kids or long term plans in mind, this type of area starts making more sense with stable neighborhoods, established housing stock, and predictable value. So, why does any of this matter? Because breweries aren't just a place to grab a drink, they are indicators. They show you where people will gather. They show you which neighborhoods are active. They show you where money and development are currently flowing. Milwaukee is definitely not a flashy area, but it is a layered area. You have historic riverfront energy, industrial reinvention, quiet residential pockets, lake access, and home prices that still make sense compared to cities like Chicago. That combination is what is attracting relocation buyers. If you're considering moving to Milwaukee, whether it's for affordability, culture, investment, or just a change of pace, I work with buyers relocating here every single week. And I also help sellers position their homes correctly in this market as more out-of-state interest comes in. My name is William Los, the local agent out of the greater Milwaukee and Southeast Wisconsin area. Give me a call today. My contact information is below. And if you want more breakdowns on neighborhoods, market trends, and what living here actually feels like, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This channel is built to give you clarity and sense before you make a move. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.